Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, May 29th, 2017. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. If you look at what Isaiah Thomas has done for the Celtics in the playoffs this year, you understand pretty darn quickly that in sports, greatness can take on many forms. There aren't too many forms that have ever been greater in the fitness division than reigning and defending three-time Miss Olympia, Oksana Grishina. It's only been a few weeks since she jumped into her prep for this year's contest, and we're already starting to see one of the best to ever do it get it done again in that championship form. Over the last few seasons, Grishina has really separated herself as the current standard bearer in the fitness division. And if she's already looking this good this far out from her third title defense, good luck to anyone out there brave enough to try and slow that freight train down. I'm a pretty firm believer in the fact that you absolutely cannot build a world-class back without crushing your fair share of heavy deadlifts. And thankfully, women's physique standout Erika Blackman got my memo. Recently, the Species Nutrition athlete was spotted killing another monster deadlift session as she prepares to enter into the next phase of her 2017 master plan. After making her second straight trip to the Olympia last season, this year Blockman seems like she's poised to really elevate her game to another level. And I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see her pop up and really turn the heat up at a few major shows as we start to head down the midsummer stretch. Sometimes an athlete comes along and you just know that they're going to be a serious force in the sport for a very long time. And Sammy Trouty is one of those athletes. After a blazing start to his rookie campaign that's seen him really impress at the Charlotte, New York, and Toronto pros, the 212 rookie sensation is already starting to turn into a fan favorite. Fresh off a solid outing in the Toronto over the weekend, Troudi hasn't wasted any time getting back to work, as he was spotted cranking out a pretty serious back session late Sunday afternoon. When you look at Trouty's combination of slick muscle and unique 3D frame, it's easy to see why so many people have already pegged him as a future Olympia force. And once he starts to etch in a few more details, this guy is going to be as dangerous as they come. Once you've been around this sport long enough, the guys who come screaming out of the gates from day one start not to impress you quite so much, and you start to gain a real appreciation for the guys who consistently improve year in and year out without all the hype and fanfare. And Biggie SMALLS is definitely one of those guys. Late last week, some new training footage surfaced of a very crisp-looking SMALLS putting in some quality work as he starts to round himself into mid-season form. Last year, SMALLS put together the best season of his career, and the second place performance he delivered back at the Arnold Asia was without a doubt one of his best looks ever. If he can get back to that same level of conditioning, but bring in a little more fullness, I absolutely see this guy getting hot and peeling off a few wins before the year's end. There aren't a whole lot of sports that have a unique combination of international flavors quite like bodybuilding. And if you're a 212 nerd like me, you might want to start keeping your eyes on rising Czech Republic standout Vojta Koritensky. The underrated phenom made his introduction to the 212 world at last year's Dallas Europa show, where he wound up placing second in what turned out to be a really outstanding lineup. Just before he hit the stage at last weekend's Toronto, Muscle in the Morning was able to get our hands on some exclusive behind-the-scenes photos of Koritensky, who really looks to have put on some quality muscle since his last season. If he can put together a few quality shows at the right venues, Koritensky has the right mix of tools to develop into a pretty exciting athlete. And it'll be interesting to see what sort of run he can put together as the rest of the season plays out.